What's going on, everybody? It's Monday, the 16th of September, 2024. It is 9:20 a.m. here in Germany. This is the Insanity Report for today. And of course, I had a whole different topic planned for today, something that involves Germany that is actually pretty important. Probably people have already heard about it. Germany is vowing to do border checks in order to push back illegal immigration and the refugee immigration that isn't actually refugee status. But once again, Donald Trump has stolen the show. And he does that often. That's okay, though, because it's definitely worth it to give him some extra airtime, because again, I was asleep last night and I had to get up, go to the bathroom, and I saw on the TV that once again there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Now, granted, this time the Secret Service shot first. That's good. That's a good improvement, guys. That's very good. All right, good. That's the way it's supposed to be. When you see a gun pointing at the president, then you shoot first. Unlike in Butler, Pennsylvania, where they just watch the guy crawl on the roof, crawl across the roof, aim his sights up, have a smoke break, dilly-dally on his phone, go back and forth, go back up the roof, and take 8 fucking shots at the president, and then finally someone took him out. Yeah, that was a major disaster. And this time, they were actually able to prevent Donald Trump from getting shot, so that's fucking great news. That's great news, okay? I mean, isn't it weird? I think he's the first president ever to have 2 actual assassination attempts on his life, you know what I'm saying, that he barely got out of. Now, the reason he barely got out of this one, as far as I know, and it's early still, so I don't really want to talk about this as if I know what I'm talking about 100%, but the way we've heard it so far is the Secret Service, when Donald Trump is playing golf, the Secret Service doesn't cordon off the whole golf course or, not allow other people to play. They basically go a hole ahead. So when Donald Trump is on hole 8, the Secret Service, part of them are already at hole 9, scouting it out, making sure everything's cool. And kind of this is what happened. They were on the hole ahead of Donald Trump, and they saw a gun sticking out of the bushes around the perimeter of the golf course. And so they shot back. The guy ran over the shot first. The guy ran away. They apparently caught the guy. Apparently, they know his name. They've put pictures of him on the internet. Apparently, he's got social media where he's all pro-Ukraine. He even claims to have gone to Ukraine to help them fight or something, which is odd. You know what I mean? But okay, who knows if it's true? It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The fact is, none of this shit really even matters, right? It doesn't matter who did it. It doesn't matter who tried it. It doesn't matter why they tried it. It doesn't matter that what kind of gun he had, and if he had a scope on it, and what his social media said. It all doesn't matter. You know why not? Because the one thing that matters is that it's clear that Donald Trump's security does not really have things under that great a control. Okay? Because again, we are talking about not a professional golfer like Tiger Woods. We're talking about an ex-president of the United States that is currently running for president, that is probably the most contentious president we've had in America in decades, you know what I'm saying, at least. And there's a lot of people out there, mainly on the left, mainly brainwashed people, or Democrats, that don't want Donald Trump to be president. It's also clear that the administrative state, the administrative apparatus, the bureaucracy, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, does not want Donald Trump to be president. And they don't want Donald Trump to be president for a couple of reasons, but the main one is that Donald Trump is not going to play ball with the status quo. And what the deep state, the administrative state, the Democrats, the leftist ideologues, the globalists, all these people are working together, and I call it leftist ideology as a general blanket term, but they're all working together to this one world unified government apparatus. And the reason why all these people in power are working towards this is because they believe that once this is achieved, that they will have a seat at the table. I don't think that's going to happen. If they get their way, I'm sure that a large number of these people, these so-called foot soldiers of the globalist agenda, are not going to get a place anywhere. They are just useful idiots, okay? Look, whether you want to believe that is true or not, and whether you think it's a conspiracy theory is true or not, doesn't matter to me. Many of us see it for what it is. It's happening. And Donald Trump is a kink in that, in the wheel. He's like a broken spoke in the wheel, right? He is the one in the Western world at the moment, and there's other politicians and parties that are also fighting on our behalf. Those of us that want to retain freedom, those of us that don't want totalitarianism. There are many people fighting on our behalf. There's many people standing up, but Donald Trump is the biggest problem because he's going to have the most powerful position in the Western world, and so he can make. He can cause a lot of problems for the globalist agenda, as he did in 2016. Hillary Clinton was supposed to win. Hillary Clinton would have been status quo, right? But Trump does not want the status quo. He wants to look out for America. And the status quo, up until now, for all of these Western countries, is looking after everything else and their own interest, except for the interests of people living in the countries they are voted in to represent. So that's a problem. Trump wants to make that stop. Okay? And we all want him to make that stop. The only people that don't want him to make that stop are the people that cannot survive on their own without the hand of government holding their pants up for them, or the people that have something to fear if he becomes president. And there are a lot of Democrats and a lot of these foot soldiers that I was just talking about that definitely have something to fear if Donald Trump becomes president, because there might be some going to jail, there might be some going to prison for a very long time if justice gets done. You know, there's a lot of people that are going to be held accountable for a lot of things that they have done over the past 4 years, from COVID to assassination attempts to rhetoric to censoring Americans and people across the world to, all their illegalities, election fraud, all kinds of stuff that a lot of people are going to have to answer for if Donald Trump becomes president and he brings the team in that he is currently presenting us, which is RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, J.D. Vance, and there will be many more. There'll be many more. Kash Patel. There's a lot of people that are on the Trump agenda. There's a lot of people that are on the Make America Great Again agenda, and there are a lot of people that are anti-globalist agenda, which is a big, big problem for leftist ideology and leftist ideologues. That's the problem. They don't want Trump to be president, and they don't care what they have to do. We've all seen it. They've tried lawfare. They tried smearing him as a racist. They tried making him into a rapist. When's the last time that a rapist got away and got to walk free by saying, I'll accept that I'm liable for sexual assault, and that's okay, so then you're free. Look, people that are liable for sexual assault and then get let off and don't have to do any time in prison are not rapists. I'm sorry. So they've tried everything. And they even had the luck the first time that the Secret Service has their head up their ass, and maybe somebody informed this Crooks kid from the inside that the building was going to be empty, or what the fuck ever. I don't know. That's the funny thing. We don't even have the answers about the first assassination attempt, and it's 2 months later, almost to the day, and the second one happens. And now the great FBI is going to do another investigation. It's too bad that DeSantis doesn't really have big balls, and that he doesn't stand up and go, wait a minute. This happened here. We are partially responsible that it could have happened because local law enforcement is also involved in protecting the president in the state that he is in. So DeSantis is somewhat responsible for this as well, because where was local law enforcement? Why wasn't anybody on the perimeter? Why wasn't anybody walking the perimeter? Why was it just a Secret Service people going one hole ahead of Donald Trump as he played golf? And how did this guy get so close to the fence with a gun, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Now, those are all questions that all of us are going to want answers to. We're just not going to get them because we didn't even get them in the first assassination attempt yet. And there, you've got video evidence all over the place. There were thousands of people at that rally, all with videos, all with stuff that proved the case. You know what I'm saying? They could have had this shit open and shut within a couple of days, and they're still dragging it out and dragging it out. No one's been held accountable. And now they've got the second investigation that they've got to get into. And I guess they're lucky this guy's still alive, so maybe they'll be able to pick his brain. But are we really going to know the truth from these people? You know, the FBI is going to shut the Florida law enforcement out of the investigation, as they always do, which they apparently have the right to do. And we just have to sit back, just like Congress, who apparently has no power to do anything. We just have to sit back and wait until they come up with whatever answer they come up with, and then we have to just go, okay, we'll just go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Look, I don't even care about what I care about right now is that Donald Trump says, okay, great job for this time thwarting the thing, because you happened to see a gun peeking out of the bushes at the fucking ninth hole or wherever he was going to go. That's great, but I think Donald Trump should hire Blackwater, Eric Prince as private security. Really. You know what I mean? Really. Because this is now, what is he waiting for? I mean, how many times has this got to happen before Trump goes, okay, I guess the Secret Service is not my actual reliable partner? Because apparently the only thing they have learned since the last assassination attempt is that, maybe it's a good idea to scout the place out that the president is going to go to next. So the next golf hole. I tell you what, we learned something from that whole Butler, Pennsylvania thing, guys. So we're going to, instead of surrounding the president at all times, we're just going to send a couple of agents down the course to guard the next hole and make sure that it's safe for when the president comes. Well, that's great. Okay? That's great. They also learned, two things. They also learned that when they see a gun peeking out of the bushes, shoot first and start asking questions later. That's also a great thing. Great. Good. Okay? But they are clearly not capable. They seem to be capable of protecting Kamala Harris and Jill Biden and Joe Biden and everybody. And that's probably not, because there's not very many people out there that don't want to see them dead. Okay? I seriously doubt that. Right? As a matter of fact, if there were any attempts on any of their lives and the media and the administration could hide it from the American public, they would. Because they don't want to make it seem like they are just as hated as Donald Trump. But I guarantee you they are more hated. Maybe not more. I guess I'll take that back. No. But they're at least just as hated, right? And there are probably people that want to take them out, yet for some reason, nobody gets close to them with any guns. Nobody shoots them in the ear. You know what I'm saying? Nobody fucking clips them. Nobody gets close to them within another 50 meters 2 months later with a gun again. No, so it seems like the Secret Service on their end is doing all right. Yeah, that's what I think. That they're doing all right. Just when it comes to Trump, it's once every 2 months somebody tries to kill the guy, and just by the luck of Trump, he gets basically comes away unscathed. I would, if it was me, I'm sorry. I know that Trump doesn't want to make these people feel bad. He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy that he doesn't want to make the agents that are responsible for him feel bad for mucking it up. So he holds his hand above them. That's very noble. It's very nice. But this is not about just Donald Trump's life. This is about everybody's future in America and in the Western world. I think that this is a major election in order to decide which direction our futures go. Do we go more totalitarian, or do we go back to freedom? That's what I think it is. The simplest way I can put it. I think that's what we're looking at. All right? That's what we're looking at. Now, you're going to hear, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you know who Rachel Vindman is. The only reason you probably know her name is because she is the wife of Alexander Vindman. Yeah, a military guy, basically a snitch traitor that tried to fucking roll on Trump about something that never happened during his administration. I don't know, I'm not going to go into that whole story. He's a piece of shit, all right? Alexander Vindman is a piece of shit. I think Trump fired him, so he's got a bone to pick, right? And his wife put on Twitter, basically minutes after the shooting attempt the assassination attempt was thwarted, and she said something like, no ears were hurt, so everybody can go back to their Sunday, no problem. And then she was like, sorry I triggered you, kidding, not kidding. Something like that, something snide like that. Look, and cool, hey, cool. I'm not going to even be pissed at her, you know what I mean? Because the fact is, when something like this finally happens to one of these fucking corrupt Democrats, or her husband, or her, I'm going to be first, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be first in line, giggling my fucking ass off, okay? If Adam Schiff disappears today, that's going to be like a blessing to me. I don't fucking care. And I won't have any decorum about it. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care. I don't give a shit. And I'm going to be the first one on Twitter tweeting some shit like Rachel Vindman. Not to get back at her. No. I support her right to do that. Because I also have the right to do that. And I'm not going to play like everybody else, like, oh, well, it's too soon to make a comment. We got to be respectful. No. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not being respectful to shit. I hope these people all get what's coming to them. And the day that they do, I will be pleased as punch. Okay? Now, before somebody tries to twist my words and say that I'm out there inciting violence, no. I'm not telling anybody to go do anything to them. You see what I'm saying? I'm just making a prediction that someday something like this will happen to their side for whatever reason, right? And when it does, I'm going to laugh about it because I'm going to think it's funny because I think it's deserved for a lot of them. Maybe not everybody. Maybe it happens to the wrong Democrat. You know what I'm saying? That would suck. That would be bad because not every one of these Democrats is a total piece of shit. I mean, almost all of them are. If you can still be on that team today and still be a part of that team, unlike Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who just said, no, I can't do it. I'm done. Tulsi Gabbard, I'm done. You know, basically, if you're still on that team, you know you're a piece of shit. So they're basically all of the sympathy for almost every Democrat is running off with me. But the thing is, I don't know every Democrat, so I can't make that blanket assumption that all of them are just as evil as the ones we prominently see on television. So, but that's not my point. My point is, Rachel Vindman can write whatever she wants, right? The rhetoric, this talk, it's coming back again. That's what pisses me off about the conservatives, right? Because now these conservatives are all like, free speech for everybody, free speech. But now they're pissed off because, again, they're talking about, well, this is what happens when you call somebody Hitler. This is what happens when you call somebody Hitler for 8 years and say he's a threat to democracy. Then stupid-ass people who don't have a brain are going to take that as a subliminal message to go out and kill Trump. I don't think that's true. You see what I'm saying? Oh, they're doing it because they want to save the republic or they're scared of tyranny. No, they're dumb. They're dumb because anybody who really believes that Donald Trump is like Hitler or wants to do away with all freedom and democracy and wants the president to have absolute power and which isn't so bad of an idea, to be honest, you know, but that's for another day, you know, but hey, the guy has been a president already. He was nothing like Hitler. As a matter of fact, he let Hillary Clinton walk. Let's not forget that. Hillary Clinton was going to be locked up. That was the promise. I was a little pissed that it never happened. And now she's still out there doing her dirty deeds. You know what I mean? He should have fucking locked her up. Because what did he get in return as a thank you? As soon as he was not president anymore, they came after his ass with everything they had. Okay, and to think that Hillary Clinton is not behind some of it is ridiculous. Okay? So, I would give no mercy. If I'm Donald Trump, no mercy. No mercy. Everybody. Jamal Bowman pulling the fire alarm. I don't care that he's not he's getting prosecuted. Fuck it. Everybody's going down. Done. No taking the high road. No fucking turning the other cheek and religious shit. And no. No. It's done. And it's done with a vengeance. That's the only thing that I'll be happy with, to be honest. That's the only thing I would do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would definitely, if I'm Donald Trump, especially now it's time to force accountability on these people. And if they've done something that is criminally negligent, criminally liable, they're going to prison, and that's the end of it. They should put those trials on public television so that all Americans can see. This is what happens when you try to thwart your so-called democracy and arrest your political opponents, look the other way when your political opponents there's an attempt on their lives, etc., etc. Use lawfare against people, jail innocent American people who are taxpayers in that country, you know what I mean, for January 6th and comparing it to 9/11. Dude, COVID, all that shit. No. Donald Trump needs to take them all down. I mean, that's why they're worried about him being president, is because they know there's a chance they're going to go down. A good one. And as it should be. Let them be worried as hell. Let them have not one more sleepless night. One good sleep night. Shit. Getting tongue-tied here. So let them not sleep restfully one more night until the time comes that the knock comes to their door. Right? Boom, boom. FBI raid. Get up. All right. It's time to go. It's time for accountability. And all this shit about the Republicans and the conservatives we're talking about with the rhetoric, and again, that's just an attempt to shut people up. Look, people have their rights to try to call Trump Hitler. It's not an epidemic of hate speech that we have a problem with. It's an epidemic of dumb people. It's an epidemic of people that can no longer think clearly. They can no longer use critical thinking. They no longer use logic to navigate their way through the world and through life. And those people are susceptible to dumb shit. They believe things like Trump is Hitler, even though he's been president already, and they were alive when he was. And they know there were no new wars. There was the Abraham Accords. The economy was a shitload better, etc., etc., etc. Life was better under Trump, and everyone knows it. And the people that say it wasn't either live in a bubble and have so much money that they're not affected by immigration, by inflation, by any of these problems. And they're the people that think that Donald Trump is Hitler. And the other people that are convinced by them are brainwashed by the media. Okay? They're so stupid they can't even look at their own environment and say, wow, everything's gotten real expensive. I can barely pay for anything. I have to have 3 jobs instead of 2 now. I can't make rent anymore. There's Venezuelan immigrants fucking storming my apartment building. There's Haitians eating animals in my town. Whatever. People are seeing it with their own eyes. You can't deny it. Trump's administration was better. So it's not about the rhetoric. It's about that there is an epidemic of gullible, apathetic, uninformed, stupid-ass people that no longer can think for themselves. That is the problem. And that problem will not go away if you stop calling Trump Hitler. Right? And look, the reason I don't want people to stop calling Trump Hitler is because I want to be able to also define the other side as I feel like defining them. I have a freedom of speech, and I'm tired of these Republicans and these conservatives attacking freedom of speech when it suits them. Stop it. And stop it. You know what's making the fucking problem worse than the talking and the rhetoric? It's the fact that the lawfare is being used on Donald Trump, that the media is lying about Donald Trump. It's not because Democrats are calling him Hitler. It's because the media is working with Democrats to amplify a message that is completely untrue. That's not going to stop. They're going to still do it. You know what I'm saying? So why don't the Republicans and conservatives do something about that? Right? Why don't we stop with the bullshit? Turn down the rhetoric? Fuck no. Turn that shit up. That's what I'm saying. Turn that rhetoric up, because you know what's happening? If it's because of the rhetoric, then that means that our side's rhetoric will also spark these kind of problems for the other side. So hey, I think they deserve it just as much as they think Donald Trump deserves it. So turn the rhetoric up. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going. Maybe then they'll learn their lesson, because every time there's an attempt on Donald Trump, everybody's like, oh, we need to turn the rhetoric down. Well, that happened for the last time for like maybe 3 days. They let Donald Trump through the RNC, and after that it was right back to Hitler and threat to democracy and all this crazy shit. Lie after lie after lie. You know what I mean? Lie after lie. It happened right away. Right away they started calling him Hitler again. So no. Stop with the turn down the rhetoric shit. No. Keep that rhetoric up. Keep it going. Go ahead. Our side will also go ahead, and these conservatives and these Republicans have got to stop pulling punches. Take those gloves off, you fucking spineless bastards. Take the gloves off. Let's do it. Start calling Kamala Harris Stalin. Or Lenin. Or Mao. All communists, dictators. Start calling her Mrs. Lenin, Mrs. Stalin. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because they, you know what I'm saying? Shit, Stalin was probably, is definitely right up there with Hitler. Let's do it. Forget about stopping the rhetoric, people. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? This is this kindergarten way of dealing with things. Oh, we gotta make them both be quiet. You know, even though one started it, doesn't matter. We gotta make them both be quiet. Both have got to sit in the corner until the timeout is over. It's like kindergarten fucking play school shit. It's nuts. Stop it. Stop it. It makes us look stupid. No, don't turn the rhetoric down. Turn that motherfucker up. Right? Turn it up. Because these people need to start getting a taste of their own fucking medicine. Otherwise, the shit will never end. And why do we have to wait until Trump is president to give it to him? Okay? We don't. Give it to him now. Let him start feeling it now. Let him start shaking in their boots even more. Catch him off guard. Put him off guard. Put him in the same kind of uncomfortable positions as Donald Trump has had to be in twice in the last 2 months. You know what I mean? Then, you know, that might be a better way to go than constantly talking to everybody like they're little children and going, well, we need to turn down the rhetoric because it's the rhetoric causing this. No, it is not. No, it is not. And if the Secret Services get their shit together, or Donald Trump doesn't hire actual security that can secure his shit, you know what I'm saying? Then this shit will happen again before the election. Because the closer we get to the election, the more it's looking like Donald Trump is going to win this shit, and the more paranoid and the more panicked they're going to get. They're in full panic mode. They're acting like it's all joy with Kamala Harris. They're in full panic mode, people. Okay? They're in full panic mode. They're going to do whatever they can. They don't give a shit. They're going to do whatever they can. Donald Trump needs to protect himself from now on as good as he possibly can. In my opinion, he needs private security. In my opinion, he needs Eric Prince and Blackwater so that there's just no chance that anything's going to happen to him in the next 2 months. And for the rest of us, don't listen to these conservative pussies talking about turning down the rhetoric. No. And if it's coming from the left, well, then don't listen to it at all. Because the only reason they want to turn down the rhetoric is because they're like, oh shit, now fuck. Eventually, some crazy ass MAGA Trump supporter might shoot one of us. Maybe. Maybe. You know what I mean? That's possible. I hope not, because it's going to fuck our movement up big time. That's going to put a big damper on the cause here. Right? For sure. I hope not. But it's very possible, because you motherfuckers are putting people in corners they're never going to get out of. And they've had it. They've had it with the bullshit. They've had it with the left lies. They've had it with everything. They've had it. So it might happen. You know what I mean? It might happen. But no. It's too late for turning the other cheek. It's too late for turning down the rhetoric. You tried that last time, and you fooled everybody with your, oh, we'll turn down the rhetoric, and then Trump has to do it too. And you know, even now you're hearing, well, it's Trump's fault. I mean, it's his own rhetoric that's getting him in trouble here. Oh, it's Trump's fault, right? It's Trump's fault because he went out to golf in public. So yeah, it's his fault. No. Turn up the rhetoric. That's the message, people. Turn it up. Turn it up. It's war. The gloves are off. Fuck those people. Straight up. And hey, let Rachel Vindman say whatever she wants to say, because that shit's coming back on her ASAP when something happens to one of these fucking people. That's right. But guys, I did not have time today to talk to you about Germany's border problem. We'll do that tomorrow, so check it out. Meet me on the next Insanity Report tomorrow. If you guys want the Insanity Report, the weekly rant, podcast recommendations, and any of the articles I write directly sent to your inbox as soon as they're published, then go ahead and subscribe to my Substack. Below are the links. Do it for free. Do it for $5 a month. That would be great for me. Share my stuff around. Give me a like. Give me comments. All that. All welcome. And if you're watching this on another platform, follow me there. But also, join my Substack. It's all about logic, all one word. It's all about logic, all one word. .substack.com. Join me there. That's the best way to get all my content. And it's the best way for me to reach my followers. Have a great one, guys. See you guys tomorrow.